It was supposed to be a routine media visit, a quiet moment meant to clarify lingering questions and put rumors to rest, but what Megyn Kelly reportedly discovered inside Meghan Markle's jewelry box changed the entire tone of the conversation and, according to those present, left even the veteran broadcaster visibly shaken. Sources familiar with the situation say that what began as a controlled, journalistic exchange quickly turned into an emotional reckoning that no one in the room was prepared for. Before we continue, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell for updates. According to the article, the moment unfolded behind closed doors, far away from cameras and carefully managed public statements. Megyn Kelly, known for her tough questioning and emotional restraint, was allegedly shown a small collection of personal items meant to illustrate Meghan's private life beyond public perception. Jewelry, often symbolic and deeply personal, became the unexpected focal point. What Kelly reportedly saw was not just a set of expensive pieces or sentimental keepsakes, but something far more unsettling, a wedding ring that did not match the public narrative surrounding Meghan's life. The ring, described as older, worn, and clearly meaningful, was not the ring the world associates with Prince Harry. Sources claim it appeared to predate Meghan's royal marriage and carried markings that suggested a different union altogether. Kelly, according to the article, initially assumed it was a family heirloom or a prop tied to a past role. But as the explanation unfolded, that assumption reportedly fell apart. What followed, if the account is accurate, was a revelation that cut to the heart of long-standing rumors. The ring was allegedly connected to a relationship Meghan had kept entirely out of the public eye, a relationship serious enough to involve a ceremonial commitment and, even more shockingly, a family that had never been publicly acknowledged. The article claims that Kelly, who has interviewed countless public figures and covered major scandals, was overwhelmed by the implications of what she was hearing. The idea that a global figure like Meghan Markle could have maintained such a significant secret for so long is what reportedly made the moment so powerful. According to the article, the explanation offered suggested that this was not a fleeting romance or a misunderstanding blown out of proportion, but a deeply buried chapter of Meghan's life that had been deliberately sealed off from public scrutiny. Kelly, sources say, listened in silence as details were laid out, her usual sharp interjections replaced by visible emotion. The alleged existence of another family is, without question, the most explosive aspect of the report. The article emphasizes that no official documents have been made public and that the claims rely on personal testimony and circumstantial evidence tied to the jewelry itself. Still, the symbolism of a hidden wedding ring carries enormous weight, especially given Meghan's carefully curated public image and the intense global interest in every aspect of her life. What reportedly struck Kelly the hardest was not just the secrecy, but the emotional gravity attached to the ring. According to the account, it was kept separate from Meghan's other jewelry, stored with deliberate care, as if it represented a life that could not be erased, no matter how thoroughly it was concealed. Kelly is said to have asked why such an item was still kept at all, and the answer she allegedly received only deepened the emotional impact. The article suggests that Meghan explained the ring was a reminder of choices made under pressure, relationships formed before fame reshaped everything, and responsibilities that could not simply be undone. Whether one believes this explanation or not, the story paints a picture of a woman carrying a heavy personal history alongside a very public role. For Kelly, a journalist accustomed to separating emotion from reporting, the moment reportedly blurred that line in a way she did not expect. From a news perspective, the implications are staggering. If even a portion of these claims were ever substantiated, they would raise serious questions about transparency, trust, and the narratives presented to the public. The royal marriage, already surrounded by controversy and speculation, would be viewed through an entirely different lens. However, the article is careful to note that, as of now, these are allegations and personal accounts, not confirmed facts. Still, the emotional response described cannot be easily dismissed. Kelly's reaction, according to the piece, was not one of shock for shock's sake, but of empathy mixed with disbelief. She reportedly acknowledged the complexity of private lives, especially before fame, while also recognizing the ethical dilemma of secrets that intersect with public institutions and public trust. The story also raises broader questions about the cost of fame and the lengths to which public figures go to protect parts of themselves from scrutiny. Jewelry, often dismissed as mere luxury, becomes in this account a vessel for memory, regret, and unresolved identity. A ring, small and silent, is portrayed as carrying more truth than countless interviews and public statements. Critics, of course, urge caution. Without documentation or independent verification, the claims remain just that, claims. Supporters of Meghan argue that past relationships, no matter how serious, do not automatically equate to deception, and that privacy is a right, not a privilege forfeited by fame. Others counter that when personal history directly contradicts public narratives, especially those tied to powerful institutions, questions are inevitable. The article does not claim that Megyn Kelly intends to publicly disclose or sensationalize what she allegedly saw. In fact, it suggests the opposite, that Kelly was deeply conflicted by the experience and moved by the human weight of the story rather than eager to exploit it. That, according to the author, is what makes the account so compelling. It is not framed as a gotcha moment, but as an unexpected confrontation with a hidden truth. As news consumers, it is important to separate emotion from evidence. This story, as presented, sits at the intersection of both. It invites curiosity, skepticism, and empathy all at once. It challenges audiences to consider how much of what we think we know about public figures is carefully constructed, and how much remains locked away in private spaces, sometimes as small and unassuming as a jewelry box. Whether this account leads to further investigation or fades into the ever-growing archive of celebrity rumors remains to be seen. What is clear is that the story has struck a nerve, not because of scandal alone, but because it touches on universal themes of identity, secrecy, and the enduring power of the past. For Megyn Kelly, if the article is to be believed, the moment was a reminder that even the most polished public images can conceal deeply human complexities. As this story continues to circulate, viewers are left with more questions than answers, and perhaps that is the point. In an era of constant exposure, the idea that something so significant could remain hidden for so long is both unsettling and fascinating. It challenges us to think critically about what we consume, what we believe, and how easily perception can be shaped. If you want to stay informed as this story develops, and if you value thoughtful,